Libu Sechu, Mr. Christopher Litu, the president of Nagaland organization, the leader of the Nagas, and all the conscious keeper of the Nagas who are gathered here, fighting against social evils. I salute all of you, and I bring warm greetings to each and every one of you on behalf of the Office of Rengma Youth Organization by nomenclature Rengma Solusi. Our today's gathering is not against Naga National Movement, but our today's gathering is against multiple taxation, multiple groups imposing taxation upon the people, upon its people. And we are tired. And the reason why we are gathered here is because we cannot be silent any longer. We Rengma Solusi, as a youth organization, we forge and endorse for one government and one tax. And we feel that until and unless our Naga National Movement, our different groups come together, until and unless all the Naga civil society come together, our common purpose, our aspiration cannot be fulfilled. In the bygone days, we were told that we bow down our head out of patriotism and out of respect to our national workers. But today, we are scared of them. How can they fight for us if we are scared of them? How can we expect our younger generation to flourish in business, to develop themselves, to develop our land with this multiple taxation? I have never seen in any nation, in any society, in any community with this multiple taxation. Ami kan iman tax, iman section ke di thakile. How can we develop ourselves? How can we develop our land? In the bygone days, we Nagas, we had only one enemy, we had only one adversary, and we all stood unitedly for the cause of our people. However, today we are very sad to see different fractions, different Naga political groups given birth for the self-interest to earn themselves. Is this called nationalism? Can we forge ahead? Can we achieve our aspiration in this kind of divided and multiple taxations? We Naga youths cannot tolerate this anymore. So, but we agree as a one tax, one government agree as a so this is a testament that we Naga youths, particularly youths who will be inheriting what is happening tomorrow, it is also our responsibility to fight, and that is the reason why we are here today. Itu nimite, itu gathering po, pula lara gathering alat bisna, gathering kuribo, resolution adopt kuribo, kudam hujawo, power jawo. That should not be the way, but this gathering should be a way forward. Ajiki resolution no parishe. No will be ajiki discussion kurishe itu practice kurina age lui jaile abi khan laga Naga national workers kan hubi civil society organization hubi itu through this gathering inspired kuribo anibole paribo. I have firm commitment that Naga's aspiration can be achieved if we come together as one united Naga, and we Rengma youth stand for one text, one government, one goal, one nation, and one people, and one true God. Enika huile, ami kan naga manu, ekino ho, aspiration to lui jao paribo. Lastly, but not the least, with the fullest condemnation, ajiki huise, ami kan naga agami member ekta, responsible citizen ekta ge, that should not continue. Itu continue na kuno lagi, and the youths, naga youths. Ekin go fight kurina social evils kando hata wale lage kuina itu punya se make
the Sumi Youth Organization, an extended arm of COO, is a conglomeration of Sumi youth coming from diverse background and professions, but also encompassing the Sumi inhabited regions of Upper Assam. Today, on behalf of all the Sumi youth ranging from 18 to 45 years, I bring greetings and extend a solidarity to the Angami Youth Organization and to this August gathering. The coming together of this tribal youth organization is a testament of our unity, solidarity, and resilience. It is imperative for the Sumi Youth Organization to clearly articulate our stance that the Sumis, under no circumstances, endorse or lend our support to any Naga political groups when they deviate from the principle of nationalism and indulge in the activities that jeopardize our life and undermine our inherent right. As a mature and intellectual platform, the Sumi Youth Organization is fully aware about the Naga struggles and aspiration. We value and acknowledge the human service rendered by the different Naga political groups. However, the Sumi Youth Organization is resolute in rejecting our actions, any actions or behaviors that is against the ethos and interest of our Naga people. Apparently, the Naga political issue has become convoluted plot and blame game within the stakeholder, deliberately orchestrated by the stakeholders who are only interested in expecting the maximum gain from the decade-old political talks. Today, the Sumi Youth Organization is conveying a strong message to the stakeholders involved in the Naga political talks, emphasizing that the public patience for prolonged negotiations has reached its limit. It is imperative that the Indo-Naga political talks reach a conclusion promptly and a solution is found without any further delay. The protracted delay in resolving the complex Naga political situation has led to the emergence of various factions significantly impacting Naga societies. And ultimately, it is the public that bears the burden of these consequences. Therefore, in the light of these pressing issues, the Sumi Youth Organization appeals to both Government of India and the Government of Nagaland to expedite the Naga political talks and bring it to a definitive and just conclusion, prioritizing the welfare and future of the Naga people above all else. A timely and fair resolution will not only bring peace and stability to our region, but also pave the way for socio-economic development and the overall well-being of our communities. In conclusion, the Symbiote organization once again unequivocally extend support to the Angami Youth Organization and applause for the painstaking efforts in organizing this rally to take a firm stance against the proliferation of divisive elements. Thank you, and good night.
Today, I bring greetings from the office of our youth organization Dimapur, known as the Dimapur Our Youth Organization or the Dimapur Our Lanor Tulongcham. Dayo, as released in the press release, stands with AYO Angami Youth Organization shoulder by shoulder. Come rain, come shine, come bullets, come hell, until we reach what we have started, the destination that we can together achieve and which the Nagas of Nagaland are waiting for. We will ensure that we will move forward together unitedly and achieve our objectives. We thank the chairman for giving Dayo the opportunity to speak today to this man-mount crowd and to express our solidarity and our move by the youths of Nagaland. Together, silent we will remain no more. And we have enough of all this unabated taxation, illegal taxation, forced extortion. And we would like to thank our AYO president and his colleagues to have spearheaded this people's movement once again. Dayo also knows the story that the olive branch was extended to the NACN Council, who issued the death threat but was rejected by them. And ironically, this group has given up their armed conflict and have signed the ceasefire with the government of India in the year 2019. Salute to Ino K. Rulo, a true son of the soil, for standing strong against unabated illegal taxation, for standing on all our behalf. And today, you are not alone in this fight. Whoever has gathered here today, as we stand strong, as we stand here today, we are with you. Since the formation of NACN, Naga Socialist Council of Nagaland in 1980, splinter groups have reached almost a dozen, and whose ideology is based on the power that flows from the barrel of a gun. But now, when those barrels are turned against our own brother, against our own people, over extortion, something sinister, something diabolical has happened. And the question is, have we created a Frankenstein monster? Today, let us be reminded of the words of the German Lutheran pastor Martin Niemöller, who was a Nazi regime survivor. He said, and it's quote in the Holocaust Memorial, which states, "First they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists. I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the Jews. And I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Today, we have gathered here to speak out for each other, to stand up for the rights of our inherent rights that has been preserved by our forefathers. Today, I would like to question Sir Lieutenant General Amarjit Singh Bedi. We have seen your press interview over and over again, and you are clearly depicting that you are fiddling with Nagaland when it is burning because of unabated taxation. You do not know the pulse of the people. You do not know the ground realities and the groan of the general public. For the last 4 years, under your chairmanship as the Ceasefire Monitoring Group Chairman, as the Ceasefire Monitoring Supervisory Board, you have commented that we are misinformed in our comments and opinions. Today, as a youth of Nagaland, as a bona fide and a vigilant youth of Nagaland, I would like to clarify publicly on what you have stated. The agreed ceasefire ground rules between the government of India and Congo and ASEAN, Clause E, states that the orders should be confined to their designated camp. You ask any of us coming up from Dimapur, where most of the designated camps are, whether they are in their designated camp, even as of now. This is a mockery. Clause H in the ground rules states that any activity which would disturb the functioning of local and state government and of economic and developmental activity is to be refrained. But sir, when local and government economic developmental activities are happening all over Nagaland, and when some of the signatories are bluntly asking that such activities should be stopped, do you think that they are adhering to the ceasefire ground rules? No! Clause H states, refrain from extortion, forceful collection of money and supplies, and intimidation of individuals, including government officials. It's clearly stated in black and white. But sir, what language is more clear than English that has been stated and has not been followed? This is total hypocrisy. That the fact that a forceful collection of 5 lakhs from a contractor is not enough for a single faction, then what about the remaining 23 or 4 more factions? When will be enough for them? Clause M in your ceasefire ground rule states that no camp will be located in populated area. In Dimapur, most of the designated camps are located in populated civilian areas with full combat gear, ready for battle. Are you challenging the Naga public? You have to answer this question. Have you seen with your own eyes? Are you a witness to the camps? Have you ever visited those designated camps? To speak with conviction. Sir, the designated camps are misused by most Naga political groups to summon people, summon individuals, summon business people, kidnap them, and also set kangaroo courts. Clause Zero. Zero to zero ऐसे होने भी zero भी कोई ना से. Plus zero states uphold the law of the land. Which law are we talking about? There are 3 new laws that has been implemented since the 1st of this August, 1st of July, sorry. But the law of the land is not being abided because the judgment is given by the so-called 24 parallel judicial courts. So where is justice? Where is the rule of law? Sir, is it not jungle law that business people, in spite of paying GST since 2017, to the state and the central government, are asked to pay extra percentages by this dozen of Naga political groups? Sir, lastly but not the least, can you clarify the statement, or have we misread you, misheard you, when you state the statement purely on voluntary contribution? Hey, this is an insult to all the Nagas, to all the intelligence, to all the citizens who have an iota of grace here. So, it is an open secret that involuntarily contribution are enforced with pointed guns and barrels who are issued through your cards. So, sir, we appeal to you before rehabilitation, please ensure that those whoever have signed the ceasefire agreement along with the ground rules should be provided for in terms of ration, allowances and maintenance, so that the general public will not be disturbed. So this is a demand from us, and you are answerable for this. As a redeeming grace for you, as you have stated, that as a medium and of the government of India, we want you to upgrade the ceasefire ground rules as your priority at the earliest, to make the review mechanism at Delhi. And we want to tell you that, sir, you are not on a paid vacation in Nagaland. This is Nagaland, where the youth has started a war. This is a war zone against unabated illegal taxation. And before the storm erupts, before the storm comes, it is best to amend and rectify. Otherwise, the supreme will of the people will prevail. Nagaland is not only the oldest political conflict in Southeast Asia, but is also having the longest running ceasefire. 27 years from now, which has been celebrated on 3rd of August just a few days ago. As we know that stagnant water breeds mosquitoes, especially in Dimapur. So also in the past 4 or 5 years of your chairmanship, there has been mushrooming of Naga political groups. Now 24 and still counting. So, before it split further, as asserted by the AYU president, we will no longer allow you to recognize those splinter groups who are multiplying like rabbits. Ceasefire should not just be a stopover before reaching its final destination. We would also like to question, for those of you who are here from the Ministry of Home Affairs, why are you creating so many splinter groups? You have only 5 ceasefires agreement, but there are more than 24 factions and splinter groups. You know clearly, And you have given the legitimacy to these groups. And that is why the unabated illegal taxation is happening. And it is the root cause of this factionalism. Is there an unholy nexus? Or we would like to question you. Is it not a sinister design to plunge the Naga society into a mayhem like in Manipur state? Instead of Act-East economic policy being implemented from the west of India, why is it war and destruction being promoted by you? Why is it being allowed to be imported from Myanmar to Mizoram, from Myanmar, Mizoram, and to Manipur? The spillover effect of what happened in Bangladesh yesterday, Northeast will not be far off with its problems and its own issues. And the Nagaland state shall not be mute spectator. Do not drag the state of Nagaland and its youth further to chaos or social unrest. Otherwise, a time will come when the youths are willing to sacrifice and make the supreme sacrifice and ensure that there will be a revolution. We will ensure that like a volcanic eruption, when the lava starts melting out, there will be a point of no return. I would also like to state clearly as a conclusion of my speech to the youth of Nagaland, whom I would like to address, to the Home Minister of India, Shri Amit Shah. Do you have it in you to finish off what you have started? If the government, the PMO office can go abroad and say that peace and tranquility is prevailing in Nagaland, in the Middle East, is it really happening? Do you have a definite roadmap to bring the ceasefire to its logical end? Ceasefire agreements are not an end in itself, but it's a means for solving our Naga political problems that we all know for. For too long, we have been divided by narrow domestic morals, and I appeal to our apex tribal Ho leaders who are present today that we are behind you. The youths are behind you. The ball is in your court. You have to hear the clarion call, the cries of the general public. Well, they are longing for, you have seen today, by this endless wave of citizens that have come. This represents the voice of the Nagas. We will be silent no more. And we will also not tolerate any brothers who spread dissension among brothers, which is also hated by our Almighty. I find that it is appropriate for me, since the day that I've been asked to give a solidarity message, a poem written by a student of the CH College in Manipur during the Akhot rally of 2017 by one student, Bibili Chopi. I just like to quote and extract from what she has written. And I think it rings well even today, and I would like to read this out. Our land, once so proud and so free, is utterly broken and desolated today. Ravaged not by the dogs of war, but now by our own, of proclaimed leaders and followers, all crazed by a greed that knows no bound. Our people have lost their sight, their hearing, and their voice. It has become a land of the deaf, the dumb, and the blind. But God has put me here with a purpose. And here I stand today. And today, in unison, we all stand together as we are standing today. As in the biblical days of Amos, who cried to the Lord and begged the Almighty, I also would like to shout out to all our Naga brothers, let justice roll down like river and righteousness like every flowing stream. May God help us all. Long live Gayo, long live AYO, long live all the Apex Youth Organization of Nagaland, long live the reasoned citizens of Nagaland. May God bless us all, and God bless my dear Nagaland. Kohima.
This is a public rally, not speakers rally. And I want to hear the participation of our Kohimans, the citizens of Nagaland, to participate in this rally. Let me call out Nagaland. Long live, okay? I'll say long live Nagaland. Let's all stand up and voice out what is deep inside our heart. Long live! Nagaland! Longer! Long live! Nagaland! Long live! Nagaland! Wonderful. I'm not supposed to give the greetings, but I thank the Almighty God for this wonderful day. Now we have a very blissful evening, afternoon, and we are all aware that why we are gathered this day today here in Kohima. It will not be just on my part if I speak in English, because of the fact that today we are in a social media age, we are in an electronic media age, and I'm also aware that there are hundreds of people who have not been able to come to this rally. I want to speak in Nagamese. We are here. Amikan yete aji jama kurado. Amikan naga Sri Rulo ke capital punishment diwo koi kena kapu. Enough is enough. Koi kena naga manupra hala kurado. Ewo ya pra itu huni di kena itu host kuri di kena amikan tribes kiman ase Kohima te khali Kohima nohoy kena rest of Nagaland play ami jana nijor laga ami Confederation of Nagaland Chamber of Commerce ami kan laga 16 district chambers ase ami kan business body laga members from various states aje ahigene ite juk kore ase. Why? Because this suffering has become too much for us to bear. Itinimte jama kore ase. I want to thank AYO for this wonderful platform, for calling the rally, for let Nagas to gather this manner to express the deep, the inside, the pain in our heart. Already in the ambitions, AYO ke janai humana se. Ite chairman moje koise ke apni last speaker ase 5 minutes extra speaker ka bachai ke na ase apni 5 minutes extra lodi koise. But last while so I won't be taking long. Naga national movement is a secret to every one of us. Nobody can deny that. It does not belong to Naga political groups. It does not belong to only people who are carrying guns. It belongs to every Naga. Am I right? Yes. To kun anti-Naga se. Who is anti-Naga? Mano Mr. Rolo pra. Taxation diwo na para pra tai lagar circumstances thawo pare to tai lagar contract biya hoy kina thakibo pare tai lagar business down hoy kina paro bhakti pare ta government pra tai laga bill bi release no kurbo je no kuro na pare kina te thakibo pare. He has a reason. Naga manu pra tax diwo na parile capital punishment duwa ga to kum to ye sabote ase na bhai. Nagaland ami khan jana the public, the Naga political groups, khali election reformation no gena sab ki mujhe mana ase. Kotte, kuntu yazabote, kuntu close pa Naga manu taxation divo na parile, olop map bangila, olop tumti guri dini ko le capital punishment divo la yazabote asana nai. Asana nai. Itu nimide ami yete khara korigina paase. We are fed up. Ami koise, every Naga sitting here, every Naga sitting at home has a story. Every family has a story. So do I. How we have contributed, not just a person, but generations. No, generation for sacrifice. Korigina ami ka sab mama digina aisha to na. Hey, some has. Pwela to kunba to khang buti kena modot korise kunba message men bitor manna message loi kena beraise kunba paratna korise kunba chawol dise kunba gauri dise kun contribute pura nai nagar koste. How can we become anti-Nagas when the movement is ours? No. Itu nimide. The fact of the matter is ami khan ke ki hesab pra capital punishment diase aur ki hesab pra anti Naga ase Naga manu itu question kurwa na parla ami khan na future khatam. Please be remembered of that. Ami laga grandfather late Yesat Hemuru First World War labor court jai na aha manu itu pura Naga manu ke alag ase koi na orop jani ke na aha ke na Naga national movement to germinate puri ke na aha to moi teenage hood no pancha ge de high school te thaga dan de moi laga itu tam de jenon bitor manu thakse de 3 din takam gote ai ke na hafta 3 दिन 4 दिन हफ्ता जंगल के हुमा ऐसा कहीं ना कपड़ा लेता हो कि मोम दुख खाओ दुख लगी के लोग बोलता है दुख पैसे मोरम पुरा एक ता बस्ती जो लोग जाएगी भी कोई we were very I grew up from a very small village a small town my parents was very fortunate to have a very small origin teenage boy class 6-7 दे था ना तब गाड़ी लोग चला था किसे बीतों मालूम के लोग ये ना एक ता बस्ती पुरा एक ता पंचायत है किसे Respect pra aige na mani thaise gode ki thaise khilai thaise loi jaga ante ama pra prarthana korigena patai thaise duty pura kamte aha pache ta ama laga face man grow prarthana korigena rukhigena aha tamte ama laga face to grow ami bi iman chotto bacha thaigele bi I felt it's an honorable job it was a patriotic job it was a divine job काम इन्हें का भीतर मन लगा काम गुली इन्हें का बाबी के ना मना सदे इन्हें का बाबी के ना हाँ तो इधर टाइम क्या elders खान मानी वो दे those days मैं तो इधर तो छोटा था जो लेकिन भीतर मानो काला आमी खान pastor reverend missionary साइड अच्छे दे ना है those days elders कुछ ऐसा ना है but आज तो भीतर माना सी कोई problem alchi We want to stay away from them. They need to reason out why. Itu ni मैं itu एकता इन्हें का कोई ऐसे कि those years Naga nationalism तो with good intent start करें good intent पर आएंगे ना in the process we the public has failed the elders let me be blunt here the elders have failed and also the Naga political the national workers has failed to do justice to the people of Nagaland. Ami ite hai ilega komana se as a businessman representing the business community of Nagaland moi laga ite Kohima Chamber of Commerce la president Mr. Kezar Pramu ki olop itu bi koila bhal korise 24 plus faction operate Korea to ami khan to khali 20 faction tax dia ase itu baga ase de but that is not the fact Nagaland te ekta faction faction te or multiple text loi thake. We need to understand that today we have more than 20 factions, 20 into at least 4 texts hoile kiman hoise. 80 texts we are paying. Khali faction ke dal hoy ekta faction te get te saman aibo tate bhi tax. Market dukan te godown te rakhibo tate bhi tax. Dukan te rakhibo tate bhi tax. Staff laga upor te bhi tax. Yearly tax, MRP tax, expiry tax. Hey, aur itu pura te kiman ami khan chupchap hoibo naga mano. Let's not become Jani kina slave to no waivina. Isor prati mati kina so. Let us not become a slave. Moi itu ekta Kohima ase. Business kura time there. Aje Mr. Rolo kia. Kinega tai ke tumor thing bangai dia nishina. He has been discouraged. Likewise, Rolo nishina amikhan najana. Thousands of youths in a khotom kore diye future day amikhan discuss no kore. Let's remember that. If this trend goes on, then we are going to have another thousands and thousands of Mr. Rolo. This is not going to end. And who are those thousands and thousands? It is your children, it is your grandchildren. Don't let others voice out for you. You need to voice out for yourself. Itu ekta Kohima ase. Itu limite. Amikhan multiple faction, multiple taxation thaga tak, multiple factions thaga tak. Naga economy bhi na jabo. Amikhan na youth pe aage na jabo. Only alternative is Amikhan existing ki ase tate thagina. We will all have to go back to 70s, 50s. Backward jabo laibo aage jabo na paro amikhan. Itu nimite morom pra. Everyone has to stand up. Itu ekta Kohima ase. Itia business community pra. Ami business community to ami business community bhi family ase to. Bacha ase to. Baba ama ase to. We need to look after them also. We need to take care of them also. We need to send them to school. We need to feed them. No. तो ताई खान आमी खान लगा बाचा लगा भात तक भी मुख पर वाला है बोले पापा से दे इतो तो पापा से मैं तो इन्हीं का ओपनली को इतने में दे Naga people मैं खान initially voluntary contribute करी के ना किने दा नागा मामला लगा movement आने से इतो तो ठीक आसे बोले भी let us not be so damn to fund their luxurious life. Itu ekta pujuet Kohima ase. Are naga manu bitor de bor bhal kun aso. Biar naga bitor manu khan holi bi usa ase de. Tu khan la gari bala, tu khan la gori bala. There are multiple luxurious car parked in your homes. Kun laga ase bitor man laga. Dukia kuri ke na business kura manu, dukia kuri ke na service kura manu logote nahi de. Baba ama pra duk pai ke na service loan lobo. Baba ama pra duk pai ke na mati bikuri ke na rent lobo. Baba ama pra duk kuri ke na kinega kuri ke na business bacha laga shuru kuri dile taxation kura morai. Itu ne de. It's time for us to wake up. Itu ekta Kohima ase. Yete jama kura to मैं एकदम short pra. I want to call upon the leaders of the tribes of 16 tribes of Nagaland. Kiman der humai thayo. 16 tribes leaders kan baba khan laga pe ase. 16 tribes laga leaders ama khan pe ase. I want to appeal to them. Faction 20 hoise. Next it's going to be 21, 20 uncountable hobo. Time for us. Ami khan itu ite pura intervene kuri kena. Ite pura changes ani lolele to this faction will grow and it will be too late. Itu ne mide moi Kohima jalo 16 tribes leaders kan tribal problem thayo pare differences thayo pare EMPO, TNMO, CNTC koi kena tribal problems thakibo loi. I to rakhibi moromra hole bi apni khan ami association platform bi kholibi parna. And be at least on issue based. Don't defection naga manu be public be confused. Bitor man be confused kun defection kun ta ase. Naga manu to confusion de hoy jai se. Tinimte moi request korabo. Mohan hohos khan to tribal leader tribal bodies khan to ahi ke na decision loi dibi ki naga movement to don't defections plus pali thakiwa na aji pura dui mikhan no milile naga manu to support nadi ke na thakibo itu decision to loi dibo lage ko ke na moi appeal kura ase meantime itu platform pra ami bitor manu laga leaders khan ke bi ekta request ko man ase jode apni husab true patriot. If you are a true national worker, if you are working for the people of Nagas, tumi laga ibo rakhibi, tumi laga position rakhibi, auro Naga manu mili lobi. Itu bachate Naga manu khan mon pura bahal pura khushi pura apni khan ke sabo. Poila damana nishina ami khan khushi pura sabo. Zamana nishina poila nishina manu khan prarthana te apni khan church te apni khan limte fasting kori kina prarthana korbo dei. Auro Naga manu ko blessing hobo. Hoineni ami khan itu nokurile to ami khan bishile khobala ase de naga manu khan aur itu to apni la future laga apni ke effect noile pe apni chila grandchildren bacha tu laga ase time change eta ke the speaker parishna Bangladesh te small student protest ke hobo koigena prime minister of India iman hero pra boida prime minister of Bangladesh hero pra boida che that has engulfed the nation. And she has been exiled. Itu nimide public terodo hobe bitor manu hobe thik no thakile. This is the voice of Naga public. This is the voice of God. Itu him loile problem hode kogene itu bi ekta share korbo mana ase. Last but not the least, itu ekta common jadu. Bitor manu khan ke ite ek bar request koro mana se through Facebook, through social media and public platform, electronic media. Ek din nimite ek di ghanta nimte itu rele 2 ghanta thakise moro pra tumi laga apni laga apo kinan se rakhi dibi apni laga president post rakhibi apni laga kinan se laga post rakhibi सब राखी के एक पर आज तो पब्लिक इंसिना ये क्या खरा पूरे आसे बाबी के ना पब्लिक होई के ना आमिर खान स्पीकर्स खान किमान नागा मानो लाभ तो क्वेश्चन एक बार होनी डीले ग्राउंड के रिफ्लेक्शन आए हो भले भी आपने इतो जगह दे होई के नहीं तो रेले होनी डीले अपनी बिया पावदे कोई के ना तो मैं लाभ स्पीच कंक्लूड किया से थैंक यू सो मच गॉड ब्लेस नागालैंड